daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight as on an island. Yeah.
Hi, we're back. Okay, hey everybody, FAQS, Queens of Rarity. I hope that all you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to love yourself because honestly, self-love is key. So, this is just kind of like a rant, but I just wanted to talk about why I like enjoy being a content creator, and it's simply because I'm selfish. Truth be told, I mean, it does feel really great when I have people like text me that they enjoy my energy. Like I just saw a video about like 15 seconds, no, not even 15 seconds ago, about like 15 minutes ago, that was talking about like compliments like that. But to me, truth be told, content creating and talking and things like that was just really for me to heal. That was something that I did for me to heal. Taking pictures, I believe originally, like I had always been one of those girls from like Snapchat and like high school that I wouldn't post that much, but like typical middle school, high school like shit where you're just kind of like posting small shit. But I believe what it caused me to really start creating more content, it's funny because I'm always doing rants, I'm always in my bonnet, but creating more content, it was because of me just finding myself beautiful and just laughing about a year or two, close to 2 years ago, me laughing and just finding myself beautiful and just trying to giggle to spare the moment to just say, oh, I look good, things like that. And then it turned into me just talking about how I felt, because sometimes I believe when I spoke to a camera, it felt as if I could think my thoughts, like not think my thoughts, but as if I could express my thoughts without regret, which is what I typically did a lot in conversations. And when I talked to a camera, I wasn't overthinking. And what was so beautiful to me was I believe talking to cameras, to me, I didn't notice that I started doing it because of to attract me, but just because I enjoyed talking, like in front of a camera. It felt better than just talking to people. And what I mean by talking to people is not like as if I don't see. What I'm finding is I enjoy talking to a camera. I enjoy listening to people. So when I talk, I don't really care to talk that much in person and directly towards people. I prefer to listen a little more now. And I really admire that. Sometimes I still fall in the perspective, like that point where I talk, which is normal and it's okay. But I'm starting to realize, I'm like, we talk so much. We all talk so much. And truth be told, content creating too is something that caused me to try to fight to be consistent for myself. And not for anyone else, but simply myself, because I understood that creating content was something that I just enjoyed doing. Like I remember I had taken a month from creating content. When I sat down in front of the camera, it just kind of felt like, oh, you know, like, oh, this is great. It feels great to just be able to feel like I don't have to overthink this situation, you know, especially because I'm an overthinker, and being an overthinker is so complicated. But I've started establishing this part of my life where it's just, I'm kind of becoming, what would you say, trying to become more of an observer. Shift from the observer perspective instead of just the listener. Instead of just the reactor perspective in my life. But content creating, it was just something that I had enjoyed, and I believe I enjoyed it because it was moments. It wasn't even like memories in particular for me, because sometimes you don't need to hold on to all those memories. It was more so just one of those situations where it was just like, I do this because it makes me seem like it makes it seem as if I'm a person who is on a journey. Like all these memories, it's not memories to remind me of everything that I've been on, but a journey, as in the zigzags, the happy moments, the sad moments, the breaking down moments. Like I have pictures in my phone of me crying, and sometimes I don't want to share them because I've also been a part of people's society that growing up I had also been a part of a society where crying in front of a camera made you weak, as well as crying in front of a camera like nobody cares and things like that. But what's something that I'm trying my hardest to notice is that crying in front of a camera does not make you weak. You know, crying in front of a camera actually makes you stronger because it actually shows that it's not all real. And that's the bad part about a lot of social media. Everything is portrayed as if everything is just so happy and fucking butterflies, and it's not. It's not no fucking happy and fucking butterflies in this life. No matter how wealthy you are, how much money you have, it's not just all fucking butterflies. And I believe because I've tried my hardest to be authentic, I was showing that to myself. Consistently recording myself through Snapchat. I was showing to myself that like I'm not always okay. And I started to be okay with that because I had lived in this perception where it was I want to be okay all the time. And I can't I have to be happy all the time. And that's what I believe a lot of people in my past, or a lot of people overall, I had felt. I believed for a long time in my life that I had to be happy all the time. And I believe more solitude and more isolation caused me to notice that I deserve to be a human with emotions, and I don't deserve to be happy all the time, because being happy all the time, life is supposed to can be blissful, but at the same time, life isn't just meant to just only be blissful. It's meant to learn your lessons and also understand that we're all spirits, and that we're just all like beautiful creatures. So that's what content creating does for me. It's one of my scapegoats, and I just get really excited for all the things that I like to do. Like content creating is causing me to be more consistent to myself, like playing piano. When I started recording myself 10 minutes playing the piano, and piano is something I've always loved. I'm passionate about so many things, and I want to do so many things, learn so many languages, travel to so many countries, do so many designs, be a part of. There are so many things that I love to do, and I believe just content creating caused me to try to hold myself consistent to myself and show to myself that I deserve to do all these things that I really want to do. So it's just admirable to me. And I had been going through my Snapchat and just, truth be told, like just kind of laughing at myself, to seeing myself dance and seeing myself do yoga, and like seeing myself like just juicing, seeing myself looking sad, seeing myself dying laughing, seeing myself tripping, like literally falling down and tripping, seeing myself looking smexy. There's so many things a part of just recording myself consistently that has benefited me in the best ways possible and imaginable, and it kind of made life seem a little more easier to deal with me, and that had been a struggle dealing with me. So content creating made it easier to be me, and that was something I had struggled growing up, because there's this thing called white magic and black magic, and I talked about it in the men's video about from the book Four Agreements. The book Four Agreements talks about black magic and white magic, and how much words can have power over you, especially when you give power to those words. Because someone could say something to you, and at an early age, a lot of people, we typically, when certain things are said to us as children, and that inner child, we don't have some of the consciousness, I suppose you could say. I don't even know the right word to say for it, but we haven't developed our brains in order to like notice that we're not supposed to give power to that, and that's just words. At a young age, when you say something harmful or even mean to a child, they're going to take that literal because they don't have that mindset in order to believe that that's not, you're reacting that way because you hurt, you know. You haven't developed that mindset yet at a young age sometimes. So I believe there had been like a lot of black magic that had been used on me when I was a younger child, my inner child. So I have a lot of inner child trauma, and I wouldn't even, not even necessarily say trauma, I would just say I've had a lot of inner child reparenting that I have to do throughout my life. And I believe just content creating and just seeing my growth and seeing how far I could go kind of just pushed me to even go further, and it keeps pushing me to go fucking further because I deserve the motherfucking world. I do. I deserve all the abundance. I just deserve prosperity. I deserve to be happy within myself. And I believe it's crazy because there have been this point in my life where someone had asked me like, do you want to help people? And the crazy thing is, it had kind of hurt my feelings when I went from perspective as far as helping people to a perspective where it's just like, you can't really help people. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to life and helping people, when you want to help people, people aren't going to be helped unless they want it, for one. And two, I can't really help people. When people say I help them or things like that, it's just like, nah, I probably influence you. And I don't even want to be a person that's even a fucking role model. I don't. I don't want to be a person that's looked up to. I don't want to be a person that's just like, I wish I had more energy like you. No. I want to be the person that shows people that I wasn't okay with myself, but I learned how to be okay with myself and love myself. That's the type of person I want to be. I want to be the person that allows people to recognize their own inner beauty, not mine, theirs, in order to recognize how beautiful they are as an individual. That's really what I like to do. And I wouldn't even consider that helping people. I believe, just truth be told, just being myself and showing how I'm learning how to love myself is one of the most imperative things that I could do, and one of the most biggest leaps, because it's something that shows me how to heal and be okay with me. And that's what I desire the most out of this life, because I gotta deal with me for the rest of my life. I'm the only person I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. Everyone else I could get rid of, but I have to deal with this every day. So I have to become a friend to it. And I'm just really showing my journey to myself. I'm showing that recording content is showing my journey to myself as to how I am growing. And that's what's so dope to me. And sometimes, like, I'm not even one of those people that just like to talk about everything and talk about everything that I could go through. But I'm just a person that I have goals and beautiful dreams, and I want to live such a long life, and a life that's eventful. I want to have such a long life and just admire my own energy. That's what I like to do, and teach people how to admire their own energy too. So I want to learn how to not be affected by other people's words. So it's many things that comes to content creating, but content creating shows me how much I consistently grow, and that's why I love it. It shows me the tree that I truly am. It shows me why I love hugging trees. It shows me how much beauty I have within myself, how longing and how much of a beautiful person I am. And not me and there have been times where people have said, like, you have a beautiful soul. And in my mind, in my heart, I never truly believed that. Truly believed I was a beautiful soul, because in my mind I related being a beautiful soul with being a person that's supposed to be happy all the time. in content creating, and me showing myself crying to myself, and me showing myself laughing and falling down and ready to take on the world and ready to say F everyone. Doing that consistently and showing that I'm human to me is making me believe that I'm a beautiful person. So I'm proving to myself that I'm a beautiful person. So throughout this journey, that's all I care about. That's all I care about, showing myself that I'm a beautiful person. Showing myself that I am capable and deserving of the love. Showing myself that I am a most immaculate energy. That I am a beautiful, divine, feminine goddess. That's what I love to do. Showing myself that I deserve everything. But showing myself that I'm also a spirit. That everything about me, everything that comes throughout this mind is not me. So content creating, me being myself, me feeling the energy of my own self, that's solitude. Billie Holiday's Solitude has hit me in a completely different energy ever since I actually started practicing solitude. It's phenomenal. And I love the way how I feel when I talk about myself, because it makes me show that I am that life is beautiful because I have me. Because my energy is my energy is an energy that causes other people to want to flow. And that's what I like about me. But I started noticing that when I started noticing my energy, not when someone else started telling me about my own energy. And that's when I started to understand me. And that was throughout content creating, because sometimes, my content is me tracking me. That's it. That's really it. Because sometimes I don't have the time to journal all the time. I don't. And I really plan to do it more often. I'm not gonna make no promises, but I love to journal. But I have to take this one step at a time and telling myself time is an illusion, and understanding that at the end of the day, my energy and how I feel is all that matters. And my reality. Not even how I feel is all that matters, but more so my energy being protected and being guided is what matters. So the heat turning on, y'all. So that means our video is about to be over. I love you, my beautiful kings, queens, and royalties so much. I hope that you guys I hope that you guys do what the fuck you need to do to recognize your own power and yourself in whatever category or whatever you want to do in fucking life. Practice solitude, y'all. Isolation is the most admirable thing that you could do. I love all of you. Patience to you, wisdom to you, peace to you, joy to you, prosperity to you, but life to you too. So yeah, my beautiful kings, queens, and royalty, I'm out.